You changed up the intro.
As in we just do it. We had plenty of time to do this the past couple days, but we just decided not to.
Uncertain.
Very uncertain.
Pretty much the same.
Yeah, there's absolutely zero juice.
Yeah. I feel like this game should be bigger than it kind of is.
It technically is.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
What, you don't like the signs? Yeah. Don't you remember Paul Feinbaum coming out of the orange coffin? That's what that is.
Marty and McGee are here.
Oh my gosh. Got 1/12 of the Barstool Boys. Is that correct?
A couple of them are here, I think. I don't know.
Why? No, the environment is pretty quiet. They tried to gin up something with Gary Danielson to get us a little going. That didn't hit. Okay, we're checkering the stadium. Cool. I always like that. But apart from that, no, nobody's not really.
Well, it's really a shame A&M lost to Bama and that they're A&M. It's just kind of hard to get up for them. We've played them. Had they been in the league, this is what, like their 10th year or something?
Yes.
And this is
time 3.
Yeah, but the last time was like the last game of the COVID season, which doesn't really count. So
and if I remember mind from the last podcast, we were rooting for Texas A&M.
That's true.
Oh gosh.
Code black to the fullest.
So is this the one from the COVID season where there are no fans? I mean, every time they do the Yell Practice, it's very awkward, and
it's you're not baptized into the faith. It's weird to us, but it's what they do, and it's different than everyone else. So yeah, I can't pretend to understand it or even like it, but it's unique. I'll give them that.
Yeah, I think for me, I get that what you're saying, Chris. It's like we would think it's cool and unique if we were in it, but since we're not, we think it's awkward. I get that, but also I think they go a little too far on the end where they're like, "Hey, we're not cheerleaders, we're yell leaders or whatever," and it's just like, I get that you guys don't have like female cheerleaders, but come on now, you're cheerleaders.
A lot of it's like, I don't think so.
No, that's the whole thing. Is they're like they say we don't have cheerleaders. We're like yell instructors or something. They try to make it more military.
Yeah, it's like a legitimate like practice on Friday nights that they do before games.
Go.
Yeah, it's a lot. It's too over. A couple of things are okay. Like I don't know. I don't remember exactly what all they do. Like they hiss or something. Like whatever. But the whole whatever they do is ridiculous.
They're very coordinated.
I mean, I'd rather sit and watch that than have some Georgia fan come up and bark at me.
I don't know if that's considered a school tradition. That's just a symptom of a disease.
I guess so.
I don't know what you would call that.
I mean, everything that I've read or listened to literally repeats the exact same talking points about the game, and it's gotten very old to this point, which is like, oh, their defensive line's really good. That's pretty much it.
Yeah, that's the one thing. That's the one thing that stuck out to me when I was listening to a few different shows. Like they were just like, one in particular interviewing a A&M writer, and they were like, "Do you think Tennessee's been running the ball really, really well all season? Do you think Tennessee's going to continue to run the ball very well versus A&M?" And the guy was like, "Oh, no way! Like A&M's defensive line's going to stuff the run completely." And I'm just like, okay.
I mean, maybe I don't know. I'm. It's essentially the same team when you look at like their D line is good, our D line is good. Their quarterback is not great, our quarterback is not great. They don't have any playmakers. We don't have any playmakers. Their punt returner is great, and so is ours.
The one thing that I saw that was different from any other was someone said that Tennessee's offensive line has been fantastic. And that will open up holes in this vaunted Texas A&M defense. Yeah.
Well, I mean, his problem is he just had like a couple all-time bad plays.
Yeah.
You remember, and our offensive line, I feel like we've completely schemed around, at least until the South Carolina game.
Here's the thing too. I think that I have to keep reminding myself, and I did hear somebody say this a few weeks ago, where like if you were just to take Kamal Haddon's performance within the whistles, we don't have that big of an issue with him. It's all that, like, yeah, just between the whistles when he's actually playing a down of football, he has a couple bad pass interferences, but that's about it. Our main issue of like is the stuff he does after the play's over.
And the ones that are so
I've literally made a video that I can't get out of my head. Boop. I tried to tackle you. I will never forget that as long as I live. But he had,
has anyone hit like a bomb pass on us this year? I don't really remember. We've given up a few runs, but
no, I can't.
I think the longest I remember is that South Carolina running play, right? The 75-yard touchdown run.
Oh, yeah.
But that's a run, though. I mean,
yeah, the Florida one where we didn't tackle him was 60-something yards, I think. But
everyone's pretty much nickel and dimed on us. I don't know. Are we better on third down this year?
Not on defense. I don't know. Not on offense for sure, but
yeah, defensively, are we getting off the field?
There was maybe I feel like either Virginia or Austin Peay we were awful, but
Virginia 100%.
Yeah, I'm trying to sit here and think. I remember years past where I was getting very frustrated over them converting frustrating third downs the other team. But I don't remember that really this year.
Anyway,
yeah,
Texas A&M. What?
I did not.
Yes, I did.
We should have gone.
You want to take the show on the road?
I'll catch an Uber to LaGuardia and I'll see you guys there.
They're going to bring a lot of people. I haven't been in Knoxville all week, so I haven't seen, but I would imagine that there's a fair amount of them that traveled. This is their first real chance to see this place.
Dave Ramsey loves hiring A&M grads.
Why?
I just know a lot of people that work for Ramsey that are A&M grads.
You know a lot. They just don't like debt. Is that their thing? Or?
I'm not really mad. I think in the past year or two, when I've done conferences and stuff like that, and I'm like, hey, where you from? And they're like, Nashville, working with Dave Ramsey. Oh, that's cool. Where you go to college? Oh, A&M. And it's like 7 people.
Well, that's weird.
Yeah.
Why do you think? Why do you think so? They're extremely nice. Yeah. Junction
Boys.
And even more incredible that they went like what 2-8 that year. Cool.
I think here's one thing that I'm thinking about right now. It's like, why are they weird? This thing popped in my head. It's like, and I heard somebody a while back ago. It's like rank Texas teams in your head. Like is Texas A&M like the Vandy of Texas?
No.
Well, I mean, it's hard to compare because Tennessee hasn't had another team, but.
A&M. Third? No.
What about Baylor?
Baylor had their nice run for what, 5 years? Texas A&M is a consistently 8 to 9 win type football team. There's some variation there, but yeah. Plus
they're a little bit ahead of Texas Tech for sure. Texas Tech was pretty good under Mike Leach. Otherwise, they have.
Oh, shoot. No, you're not Dennis. Francione. It was. There you go. Almost forgot that. Not Kevin Sumlin, right?
God, I forgot all about Kevin Sumlin.
Francione. Yeah.
All right.
We're getting the weeds. Yeah. Name a Tennessee player from 2000.
Let's make sure we put that 20 seconds.
Man in the torpedo. We don't know anything about Texas A&M because we don't play them. We don't have any feelings about them because we don't play them. We don't know. I don't disagree, but they're a good football team.
I will submit, there's one thing I do know about Texas A&M, and that is their head coach is Jimbo Fisher, and he is just not a good football coach. So that is the one thing that's making me feel pretty good about the game. Why? I mean,
we're very charitable. We're very, very charitable.
Have we been charitable at home lately?
Lane Kiffin's was the last one.
Yeah, that was
no loss since the letters came back.
Yes. Yes. Well, now to give Danny credit, he was going to put letters up, but it was going to be the white ones from the orange, from like the old ugly jumbotron from like the early 2000s. Until I tweeted him that they needed to be orange background.
I immediately bristled when I saw that there was going to be 2 sets, but now I love them.
Yes, the stadium looks amazing with symmetry.
Yes, I agree. Well, now for aesthetic.
Like, my head says like probably 70-30, but my heart says it's a coin flip.
I'm feeling like 55% chance to win. Like, when I think about the players on the field, I do not feel good. But then I think about Jimbo, and he was so bad in that Alabama game. At home, I think on the road, they're going to completely choke. So I don't know what.
Something like that. Now, here's one thing I do like to ask, since we don't really know where it's leaning. Is a blowout better for us, or are we rooting for a close game? Do we have a better chance in a close game or a blowout?
Well, we have a better chance if we blow them out.
Well, no, I'm saying, like, if it's a blowout, are they blowing us out, or are we blowing them out?
I don't think.
I just don't know if there's. I think if it's a blowout, it's them.
You think they're winning?
I think a blowout is A&M.
And his kicker missed.
Kicker missed.
That, I mean, I feel pretty comfortable that we're going to come out the first couple of drives and score because Heupel's had 2 weeks to script tons of plays.
Yeah.
What do they do? Yeah, sorry.
Go ahead.
So what do they do well on offense? I don't hear much about their running game, and their quarterback is not great. I think they have maybe a good wide receiver or two, but like I just don't feel like they're gonna have the firepower to blow us out.
Wait, he's skipping my his name's skipping my head, but the punt returner and running back is really, really good.
Lanias Smith.
Yeah, I think if he doesn't have like a Trey Burton day, I think we're fine.
My head keeps going back to the Florida game. I think South Carolina was not really a good thing to hang your hat on and say, okay, we really turned a corner. I just had this suspicion that even with the crowd being what it is and the environment and Jimbo's record and their quarterback and whatever, I still have a pretty good suspicion that they're going to be at least Florida level physical, if not more so. And they're going to. I still think it's easier to stop runs than throws. And I think that they're going to be pretty effective at stopping our run game, forcing Joe Milton to make throws. And, but hey, that's what worked for Alabama. But we don't have a Tremaine Burton, whatever his name is, guy that hits girls.
Oh, now come on. That guy is not even that good.
He's not that good, but he's more than what we've got right now.
Well, we've had players flat. I mean, Keaton, I would put Ramel Keaton is as good as Jermaine Burton.
I would like to see it. I mean, this year. But your problem is getting the ball to him and protecting Joe for him to have the time to get the ball to them. And their line is going to be. I mean, they lead the league in sacks. They lead the league in pressures. They're going to get very, very good.
They're going to slow down our run game, and I'm sure they're going to get their fair share of pressure. But I actually don't feel that bad about our offensive line.
Well, more so now than before. Yeah, that's why I'm going to have a little caveat to the Florida comparison. I think Cooper makes that much difference.
Kind of referring back to what happened in South Carolina, what's our concern level about this being really the first full game plan without Tillman and our very light wide receivers or unproven wide receivers?
Tillman's been gone for a year, man. Who?
I mean, not Tillman. You know who I'm talking about. Brew McCoy.
Brew. What are they putting that? Nimrod or Webb? Fair. Yeah.
I probably don't have any reason to feel confident, but I just think about when Tillman went down last year, we kind of just got better.
Yeah, with a Heisman Trophy type quarterback. Yes. The dominant.
We're handcuffed to what Milton can do.
No, I don't disagree. I don't disagree. Yeah, no, we've just been missing the dominant play from last year where you had the two receivers stacked in the splits, far, far, far to the sideline, and then one would, yeah, they begin their route, the ball would come out quickly to him, the other receiver would make some kind of block, or the guy catching the ball would make some kind of juke and then get another 8 to 10 yards. That was the main difference besides the deep ball in how we passed the ball last year. Plus, we're not really doing anything ever over the middle. No pop passes, no slants, no nothing. I guess I would say Florida was the one, but
well, no, I think the outcome there was the defense mailing it in for the second quarter, but
that's kind of hard to
argue. One thing I am concerned about though is and again, it might have been just South Carolina or Brew McCoy going down or whatever, but Milton threw some balls up for grabs. You know, he probably could have had one or two.
The day Joe doesn't throw picks is over.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're. I think he's going to be good as we get into this gauntlet kind of stretch. I think he's going to be good for a turnover or two.
Yeah, I never really bought into that because they were like, "Oh, he's not throwing a pick in 9 years." But it's like he never played. You know, like he got in for like a series, like 3 times a year for 9 years.
Caleb, you're conspicuously silent.
I think y'all have a little too high expectations. Most quarterbacks do throw some picks. Hendon Hooker was the exception.
All right. When we get those talking points.
We're just not good enough to withstand turnovers.
That is not true at all. We will turn the ball over twice against South Carolina.
South Carolina sucked. We've played the cream puff schedule to this point.
Caleb DDS pretty mad right now.
Texas A&M won the turnover battle 4-1 against Alabama and lost.
Texas I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Yeah, they held Alabama to 23 rushing yards and lost.
Caleb, a.k.a. Cinco DDS.
Stat man. Okay, I didn't know that. So yeah, we can turn the ball over at will, and we're gonna win.
Pass it back.
Did they sack Milroe a bunch?
Hump it, eggs.
What?
Hump it, eggs. 1, 2.
I do think the more I think about it, talking to you guys, I think if we can run the ball, we're going to win. If they really have a really awesome defensive line and we just can't run, we might have an issue.
Our predictions are all over the place. We really don't have any idea. Just the eye test.
Can we please call out the teachers at Powell High School for not delivering Walter Nolan to the walls really quick? All of them as a group.
Yes, shame on you.
But didn't he transfer here to become a ball, and then he did not?
It's like it was like.
But didn't he come to like Powell because like we gave somebody in his family a kind of a job somewhere on the team?
Like, wasn't it like Marlon Walls or something was his coach? And did he go to Powell too?
No, it's not important. Yes, it's embarrassing that he's on the other side, and yes, he will be trouble tomorrow. Any of y'all go to the game?
I'm going to the game.
What section are you in? White or orange?
But gee, that's personal information there.
Well, I'm asking anyway. Orange or white?
Orange.
You know, it's different than it was last year. They flipped the sections. Yeah, they did, because in the Pride in their section looks white. So you had a white section and a white section right next to the Pride. So well, we had a 3-year gap for Jeremy. Oh no, man, we still got the orange out.
Orange.
What's wrong with the gimmicks, Matt?
I hate that argument so much.
It looked terrible. Black looked great.
What year would you have frozen time, Matt, and stopped new traditions?
I had a funny joke in my head, but I'll keep it.
So you want the big numerals with the black?
Big.
You have a 4-letter last name. The letters are like 16
Andre
inches
Locke.
wide.
Andre Locke.
Yeah.
You could be
still joke every once in a while, Matt.
I remember 2001 Georgia should have won it.
Jesus.
Any rebuttal? Think Matt might have won.
No, it's just overplayed. It's kind of a weak argument.
I think you do care.
And ladies and gentlemen, that's been the ad from Newsmax and Fox News.
Kyle, you seemed like you had a rebuttal.
No, it's just a weak and overplayed argument. I've heard my great grandparents say it a lot.
Oh, Maddie. You didn't sit and stew over it, did you?
All right, do you think? I'm just interested in the group's answer on this. We all know that Gary Danielson sucks because he doesn't believe in momentum, and if he doesn't believe in momentum is dumb. What about his new thing, where he says there's not a difference in noise between 80,000 people and 100,000 people?
It's just ridiculous. I mean, there's a difference between 100,000 people one week to the next. So,
what's the difference between $80,000 and $100,000?
Yeah.
Now, I've been to a lot of SEC stadiums playing good opponents where their crowds were tilted, and Auburn's an incredibly loud place. South Carolina is an incredibly loud place, mostly because it's built in like a basement kind of stadium. But in a fairground, Vandy is not a loud place. Kentucky is not particularly loud. Alabama is loud. Georgia is loud. But I've only ever been in one stadium where I actually got like pure white noise. Like literally the sound just clicked out of my ears like static, and I couldn't hear anything. It was the 2006 Cal game. Never experienced that anywhere else. Only in Neyland Stadium. That's my subjective standard.
Yeah.
Swamp is what? Swamp is pretty daggum loud. I'm sure Tiger Stadium is loud. Real loud.
But yeah, I longer can get any more loud. And he was saying at 80,000 people, it's as loud as it's going to get. So it doesn't matter if you add 100 or 110 or whatever, because at 80,000, noise is as loud as it's going to get.
I mean, I think what he was trying to say was at 80,000, you can't hear the quarterback anyway. So yes, sure. He was so inarticulate, and he's wrong. It does get louder, but I think his point was you can't hear
he was
anyway.
From the perspective of a football player on the field. He wasn't saying that there's nothing, that sound can only go up to 100 decibels and there's nothing louder. No matter how many you crowd.
I think he was saying there's no advantage to it being louder because if you can't hear, you can't hear. But he said it.
Well,
I mean, the guy doesn't believe in momentum.
I know, he's an idiot.
That is the most ridiculous thing in the world.
Well, the worst thing was when was it the A&M Bama game? A&M was about to score a touchdown, and I needed to, I don't know what the scenario was, but he's like, it's like third down, and he's trying to get them to kick a field goal so that they can hurry up and get to the onside kick, but there's still 2 minutes left. It was like the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
And I hate that he still refers and gets tickled by, well, this is what Derek Dooley used to call the gray zone, because you're not really sure if you want to punt or kick or go for it, and it's that gray area. I'm like, bro, that was 12 years ago.
I haven't forgotten it. I think Danielson is just fine. I think in the moment he is a good color commentator.
I mean, he's not as bad as Vern was, but
Vern was amazing, Kyle. What are you talking about?
Vern lasted about how long was he on the air? 55 years. He was on for 50 years too long.
Jesus.
Talk about your tradition, Matt.
That was a good tradition.
That was a very good tradition.
I think the only thing about CBS I will miss is the theme, but other than that, yeah, whatever. Go get your Big Ten games.
I do say I like their camera work and their like camera filter better. I'm not a fan of like how ABC like filters their camera.
Back in the day,
Interesting.
Yeah.
ABC used to be the broadcast that made the game feel bigger than it actually was. They don't do that anymore. ESPN is just kind of ESPNified it and whatever. CBS does a really good job of making the game seem grand. Like this game with when you from the beginning of the broadcast with the music till the very end, it will seem a much larger game than what it actually is in fact. So that's the thing I will miss because I don't get the sense that the old Brett Musburger ABC Saturday Night College Football mystique is going to come back with Disney, ESPN, ABC next year. That yeah, CBS is actually special. I'm going to miss it a lot.
What if ESPN gives Sean McDonough the SEC Game of the Week?
Game changer. Completely real life. I can't do his voice, but it's just
Austin!
so, come on, heading down the sideline. I can't do the squeak though. I can't. His vocal fry is incredible. He's wonderful. He's the best ESPN's got, and he's more or less the voice of 1998. Besides John Ward to me, he narrated all those CBS games that were big. Love that guy.
Yeah.
Nobody remembers that, do you? You don't remember Sean McDonough, do you?
What?
I remember him.
No, from the Arkansas game for sure.
And Florida. Kyle's just focused on either Seinfeld or the 24-21 Memphis game. What are you watching, Kyle?
Tulane, Memphis.
Oh,
Okay.
there's football going on.
I mean, I just kind of checked out when you started talking about announcers because who cares? But yeah.
Who you guys watching? Tulane, Memphis?
Yeah.
Kyle, are you really one of those fans that thinks it's just about the plays on the field?
No, I mean, I just don't. I mean, I don't like particularly love announcers. I do. There's some dudes I don't like, but the good ones, it's like if they're good, I just don't. I don't recognize them. I only recognize bad.
Wow.
Shout out to assistant Memphis Tigers wide receiver coach Justin Hunter.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How'd you know? Did you know that beforehand?
Yeah, follow him on Twitter.
I heard it like last week. I heard it a couple weeks ago too, and I'm like, that's interesting.
Yeah. See that there, Kyle. That is a thing that would simply just I only notice certain things. Would never have noticed that. Do not follow our players, former or current, on any medium.
Yeah. I don't think I do either.
Yeah. Chelsea's just taking her notes right now. Too much quiet.
Oh.
No, this is what we do at the good old Rocky Pod.
So
We're 40 minutes in, so it's time to start. Woo!
yeah, let's get our yes no.
Well, it's about time for Matt to say, "Well, is there anything else?"
Our yes no Texas A&M win question. Kyle, are we winning?
Say what?
Are we winning tomorrow?
Yes.
Caleb?
No.
Chris?
No.
Matt.
No. Well, y'all put me in a pickle here. We're wearing orange and white. We're checkering Neyland. It's 3:30. What's the weather going to be like?
Beautiful.
70 and chance of eclipse.
Okay, 70. What? Milton's from Florida. I don't know if 70 is going to be warm enough. But I'm going to go yes. Okay. We're split.
We're split.
2-2.
Just like our chances.
How are we going to win, Matt?
Perfect. Look at us. Look at us. How are we going to win?
Yeah, what's it going to look like?
Our defense plays incredible. Our offense clicks, and we win 49-21.
49. God.
That's
You
an
love
ugly
Joe Bill.
score, though. I don't like that score. You know, I'm a
Yeah,
fan of pretty scores.
Yeah, we're gonna have a field goal in there.
48-20 would be the prettiest score for me, I guess.
That's a nice score.
It's not my favorite, but that's close enough.
Anything that starts with a 4 is beautiful.
No, I prefer the 5s, to be honest. Just not a 56. That's overdone.
I mean,
51. 2.
Oh, 52 is 52-17 is top 3 greatest scores of all time.
52-49's up there, but
Okay. Can't recall any of those off the top of my head. All right, you guys ready to play a round of Guess That Player?
yeah, let's do it quickly.
All right, 1998 Tennessee versus Alabama.
What?
What do you mean, what?
Are we doing an Alabama game?
Well, we didn't play Texas A&M in 1998.
In 2002?
Okay,
All right, go ahead.
I'll find it. Okay. This player had 13 attempts rushing for 41 yards and 2 touchdowns.
In 98 for Tennessee,
Yeah.
Sean Bryson.
Okay.
All right, guys, guess. Somebody guess.
Travis Stevens.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
That would be T. Martin. Woo! Yay!
All right, let's play that again next week.
We didn't play A&M in 02. It was 04.
04, that's right.
Yeah. Let's get one from here real quick.
Any A&M history, like you remember the guy that played? He's probably had the best performance of any college football player ever and still lost a game. Alvin Kamara.
Well, if you take out the fumbles, then yes. But
Sad.
Yeah.
also, man, that game would have been an all-time great game because that's the same game where we threw a almost pick six or scoop and score or something, and we.
It was the. Didn't we have the touchback thing where he punched it out?
Yeah,
That's what he's talking about.
Yeah.
Right.
I just remember like all of Alvin Kamara's runs were just amazing visual plays.
Yes.
100%.
Like he didn't have just like an average looking run; they were just all like superhero looking runs.
Chris, I remember you and I stepped outside at the start of that last overtime.
That's
Like, we got a chance. And then you got your radio on in the Tahoe, and Bob's like, no, and it's intercepted. It's like, what? What?
I will say
Not like this.
the immediate post-game experience at A&M made me hate their fans because they were going out of their way to be nice to us, and it just made me feel terrible. I hated it. Oh, you guys gonna beat Alabama for us next week?
Y'all heard that Johnny Manziel feller? Got his head on pretty straight. Pass it back, Eggs. What a bunch of losers. What a bunch of actual losers. What are they doing? Okay. The only thing that blew my mind in this episode is that they do not have female cheerleaders.
Why does that bother you?
They're yell leaders,
It's
by the way.
not normal. Yeah, your yell leaders are wearing overalls with street signs taped to their freaking chests. Like, what the hell? What are you all doing? Who are some famous Texas A&M alumni?
Bear Bryant.
Casey
Johnny
Smith.
Manziel.
Robert Gates.
Robert Gates. I mean, they're so weird. All right, let's. T. Boone Pickens.
What?
Yeah. He's a business grad in 51.
Huh.
Yeah, I know.
Well,
Here we go. Criminal activity. Eduardo Castro Wright. Former vice chairman of Walmart stores, key figure in the U.S. government's probe into Walmart Mexican bribery allegations.
Now we're on tweets. Man, Jesus.
Weird.
Space.
They are weird. I don't like
oh,
it.
Antoine Space. Thank you.
What
God,
was that basketball player that always hit a 3 against us?
Buzzer beater from like half court.
Oh, man. They have been an annoying little basketball team.
They've been nothing but an annoyance since they've been in the league.
How are they in baseball?
Did we sweep them this year?
Didn't their coach tell Jimbo to, like, dance on the checkerboard or something? I saw that earlier this week.
They got Schlossnagel now. They made the World Series like 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
Did they make
Is that-
it 2 of the last 3
That's
years?
baseball. I can't remember what.
Very good.
All right, closing thoughts, gentlemen.
No, you're right. We need to beat these guys. It would be embarrassing to lose to them at home. It would pretty much turn the whole rest of the season into a kind of a okay. You want to say there's no juice this week, but yeah, the rest of the year is just going to kind of be a. You still have
Tell them
hope.
all about it, Chris. Freaking losers, man. They don't have female cheerleaders. What tradition is sacred anymore? Oh my God. Caleb, is Lassie gonna make it out of Neyland?
I don't. Well, I predicted that we're going to lose. That's more of an emotional hedge. My closing thought is just Vols hates Ags. Vols hate Ags.
Well said.
Kyle, closing thoughts.
See you tomorrow.
Tomorrow?
Oh, are we acting like it's today?
No, it's still tomorrow.
Okay.
Well, folks, the sun will come up tomorrow on a Texas Ag and tell them that they're weird and go Vols, and that's all we got for you this week. Goodbye.